Hi, I'm Dr. Nicole Bourgeois, the Executive Director of Catholic Charities, and I have here with me our Associate Director of Individual and Family Assistance, Jennifer Godey.
I want to thank all of you at the Women's Giving Circle for the generous donation of $20,500 you gave for our program back in May. With COVID that hit, it wasn't long before the funds were actually spent, but the need has been just tremendous, as you might imagine. We've had several families that have been affected that I wanted to give kind of some examples, so that y'all could understand where your funds went. And for our normal emergency assistance program before COVID, it's used for families that have had layoffs, if they've had illness, if they've had some sort of out of the ordinary expenses, like they had a car repair, a plumber bill, an electrician bill, maybe they had a funeral that they needed to pay for. So they run short on paying their monthly expenses due to these out of the ordinary things that happen to them. That's what normal emergency assistance is. They may also need help with medicine. I forgot that part. The COVID part, though, introduced a whole different ball game. The COVID, people were not only losing their jobs, some of them were still working, but they were only working, instead of 40 hours a week, they were working 15 hours a week, a drastic reduction in pay. These are people that we've never seen before. They're sitting there thinking, how do I cut back? I've never had to do this before, and all of a sudden they find that they either have hardly any work or completely laid off that nobody was expecting.
So in addition to just expanding what services we're offering, including the addition of mortgage assistance into our rent and utility assistance programs, we've also opened an online form to prevent us from having to go into offices. We typically, in the past, you would go into your local church office and fill out an application and provide all the information we needed to process your application, and now we've transferred all of that to an online platform for the safety of our office staff, for the clients, and it also has had the benefit of making it a little more of a private process. And so just since March, and this is any kind of assistance that we've offered, Jennifer's office has given $25,218.66 to help 115 households with utilities alone, $65,216.72 to help 80 households with rent, and $6,872.31 to help 6 households with their mortgage payments. And I think those numbers are staggering enough, but to also realize that we've kept people from becoming homeless. Even without the eviction notices and everything being put into place, we know as the evictions are being lifted, these people aren't worried about answering their door, checking their mail, because they're not worried about getting an eviction notice, because they're up to date on their payments and they can breathe and they can sleep, and they don't have to worry about their electricity being turned off because they're solid.
And we really appreciate all of the donors that have come forward, because some of these families, it's not just a one-time help they need now, it's a several months help that they need. And we've been able to come forward and be there for them, and that's been a wonderful thing. And so we really appreciate the donations that have come forward to help us to accomplish that and keep the families afloat and not homeless.
We know that we have several more months of this. Even if COVID disappeared tonight, we know that the economic impact, the job losses, the oil industry going down, all of that is going to take several months to recover. And so we're here, we're doing what we can as long as we can, and we couldn't do it without our donors.
Okay, so I wanted to give you a thank you from one of our clients. She says, "I can't thank y'all enough. I am truly blessed for God-given people like y'all to help me and so many others. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm going into longer medical issues and may end up in the hospital. So I pray day and night for God to heal me from this horrible sickness. I appreciate the help and thank you so much."